Hey, we're drinking in the kitchen, that's bitchin', oh yeah. We'll be cooking, we'll be rocking in the kitchen, oh yeah. Food and love for me and you. Sit right down, have a drink or two. Yeah, we're drinking in the kitchen, that's bitchin', oh yeah. We'll be cooking, we'll be rocking in the kitchen, oh yeah. Frying, steaming, dicing, slicing, baking, mixing, so enticing, eating, munching, chopping, scraping, you'll be prepared. In my kitchen, we'll be cooking for me and you. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Drinkin in the Bitchin Kitchen. I'm your host, Eric. So today, we are going to be cooking popcorn Asian chicken. So let's get started. Step 1, we have to cook the rice. So we're going to start that in a little bit. So we're going to start that now. Change of plans. We're going to need 1 1/4 cups of warm water. It's not warm. 1 1/4 cups of warm water. 1 1/4 cups of warm water. And Jasmine rice. So next, we need to dice up some chicken breasts. Are you still with me? We are dicing up chicken breasts. Today's music is brought to you by Spotify. This is my own Bitchin' 80s playlist. So these chicken breasts are not quite the shape we want. We're going to cut those into little smaller pieces. We want to get these things nice and crumbed out with our Panko Breadcrumb Coconut Lime Spice Mix. Ooh la, frickin' la. Of course, I'm just now noticing that this GoPro is in frame. And I have chicken breast hands. So what should we do about this? We should ignore it. There is no GoPro in the frame. Carrying on, this is why, folks, you tend to hire a production staff to film their videos. But since I am on a budget, I'm recording everything myself on 2 cameras with a GoPro and a microphone over here because I'm fancy. So we're gonna put this chicken, we're gonna put this chicken in our bowl. That sound is the bell of happiness. Happiness in our kitchen. Channeling Martha Stewart and probably Tyler Jesse Ferguson, it sounds like it so far. Alright, now we need to add a little bit of mayo to the chicken. Just a little bit of mayo. Just 1 teaspoon of that, but that's a little bit more, so that's okay. We have to pause now and then to do some drinking. Alright, now we need to season this with some salt, pepper, and we need to mix up our popcorn spice mix. So to do that, we are going to use these 2 ounces of coconut lime spices. So what I like to do, I've got a fancy pestle and wood thing, whatever. So I'm going to put in my lime spices.
Oh, we gotta check in this Jasmine Rice, boys and girls. We got this thing boiling already. Let's add a little salt. Let's do that. That was a 5-second rule. No, this is like 8. Alright, this is looking good. We're gonna reduce that heat to medium-low. And we're gonna set a timer. Siri? Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes.
Okay, your timer is set for 15 minutes.
Hey Siri. Thank you.
No problem.
Aww.
Next, we are going to finish up this coconut lime spice business. Put in some unsweetened coconut. And we're going to grind that hard. Really grind this, people. I can't understate this enough. You must grind the coconut and the lime. You must grind it well, or the whole meal will just be lousy. You'll disappoint me. You'll disappoint your mother. You'll disappoint Jesus. All right, that's looking pretty ground up, I would say. We got the spices. So now we are going to add this to our business. Our chicken. Our chicken! Oh, this is great cooking. We're going to mix this up. Look at that. Mayonnaise. Provides the coating upon which the panko, almost forgot to add the panko. And look at that, it's mixing well, sticking to that chicken. And that's looking good, huh? Look at that. All right, so now that we've got this all nice and mixed up, we should also season it with salt and pepper. I should really follow the instructions and stop yakking. Yeah. Pepper. Mixing that up, pepper and the salt and the panko breadcrumbs. Now let's get we want to get a parchment lined baking sheet, folks. And we want to put our chicken on the baking sheet. By the way, this is 10 ounces of chicken. Pretty much 2 reasonably sized chicken breasts. And we're going to put that in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Not a minute longer. Not a minute longer. Alright. By the end of the 15 minutes of the cooking time, I guarantee you when they pull this out, it's going to be smoking in here, and I'm going to set off the fire alarm. Now we'll sit that in there for about 15 minutes. Luckily, I have another timer. Siri's busy at the moment. All right, now we're going to pause. We're going to pause and we're going to drink. All right, next we're going to marinate the Napa Cabbage. All right, cook that. This nice choppy. And this bowl's not big enough. We're going to add it to a bigger bowl so we can toss and coat. Some people in married world call it Saturday night. Anyways, we're going to put this, we're going to put the rice vinegar in here as well. We're going to add a drizzle of oil. And we are going to season that with salt and pepper, as well as adding some of these red pepper flakes. Yeah, it's going to be that spicy. Trust me, you want it spicy because it'll be a good thing. Salt, pepper, and toss that to coat. All right, we got that tossed. Now we're going to mix up our mayo dressing. All we need is that mayonnaise plus 1 ounce of sesame oil. I love sesame oil. It is a delight. That's nice and mixed up. All right. While we're waiting for the rice to finish and the chicken to cook, we'll dice up our green onions. One thing I should share with you is never look at cameras while you're dicing with a sharp knife and not looking at your fingers. They're still there. All right. And while we wait, we're gonna reflect on the awesomeness that is white snake. Anyways. Alright. Well, cooking makes one thirsty. Have I mentioned what I'm drinking yet? Apothic dark red wine. I love this stuff. It's fancy. Alright, I think we're good to go. What I forgot to do, and which I'm going to backtrack hastily and recover from, is putting oil on the chicken. Oopsies. Alright, so what I'm going to be drizzling on is Rockwell's liquid coconut oil. This apparently doesn't smoke as much as regular canola or olive oil, but it's also got that lovely Asian island flavor to it. Coconut, of course. That's way too much oil. That's totally gonna set off the smoky turkey. But I like to live on the edge. All right. Another 2 more minutes for the rice, and that should be done. While we wait for the chicken to finish cooking in the rice. Whoa! Our timers went off. Our rice is ready. And our rice is going to be very, very soft and smooshy. The way I love my rice to be. So we want to make sure that there's no water, because you don't want to use too much water. But look at that. Look at that rice. Nice and fluffy and smooshy. And we're gonna wait for our chicken to cook. See all that smoke that came out of there? We're gonna cook this for another 3 minutes just to make sure it's nice and cooked. Because we want to cook our chicken well. We want to cook our chicken well. We're gonna get some more wine. Yeah, it's a slow day here at the studio. I think our chicken's ready. So now we need proper taking chicken out of the oven music. I think that should be, because taking out a chicken is like having children for the first time. And when you first see that face come out of your partner's vagina, you just know that it will be special. You just know that you can't fight that feeling. And I can't cook this chicken anymore. I've forgotten how I've oiled that chicken today for go! And here is our cooked chicken. chicken, rice, follow it up with take some of our chicken, put it on top of the rice. Now the true magic of this dish comes from putting a little bit of this marinated cabbage. Put it on the side. Because you want to dig into this to spice up the coolness of the rice with the mayo sesame dressing. You want to top this with onions, and voila! You have what is probably one of my most favorite dishes. In all seriousness, what I love the most about this dish is the fact that you have the soft, warm smooshiness of the jasmine rice. You have the tangy, not too spicy, depending on how much red pepper flakes you use, or I should say the Kitchin red pepper. You got the red pepper spiced Napa Cabbage that's been marinated in the vinegar, so it's got that acidic pow to it that you can cool off with the mayo sesame dip. And the green onions adds just a little bit more extra to it, you know what I mean? So the crispiness of the coconut lime spiced chicken onto the, and it's so good. Try this out at home. The recipe is going to be underneath this video. Feel free to comment, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bon appétit.